Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Jack with Sioux Falls Dent Repair. Today I'm going to talk to you about a little bit of unique tools that we use for paintless dent repair. So these are not your traditional pushing style kind of tools, just for an example, just your standard rod that we're using to push on the backside. These are some of the unique things that we actually use. So kind of starting off right away here, we've got what this is called here is the panel/Fender Pliers. This is from B&D Tools and sold and distributed also by Anson PDR. What this allows us to do is what it's actually made for, specifically, being called the Fender Pliers, it's actually made for working on the edges of fenders where the wheel liner kind of goes, where it's looped, kind of following the wheel. You can actually get up in there, and then what you do is you put the panel, so say this is the panel at the edge of the panel, you snake this up in between it, and then what you do is you squeeze it, and this tip here, it pushes on the back side of the damaged area. So this Fender Pliers also works really, really well in the edges of doors, where it's basically where a door on the edge of the door, basically where it's the inner and outer structure meet. You typically can't get a tool in between the two pieces of metal. So what we actually do is put this on the edge of the panel and actually push through both pieces of metal. So the inside and the pushing into the outside piece works really good for edges of doors that get damaged. Especially on really sharp damage and stuff like that. So there's been other tools in the past that have worked. Prior to nothing, there was some really, really difficult ways to go ahead and try to fix edge dents. The edge jack from Shane Jacks actually was probably the biggest tool that kind of made edge repairs become really, really nice. And I have one of those. I don't see it sitting right here, so I can't really talk on it and show you, but basically it's just an edge tool that you use with a lifter that we use for paintless dent repair. I'll talk about that in another video. Anyways, another unique couple of tools here are some of the tips and stuff like that we use for pushing out damage. So if we've got an interchangeable hail rod or a tool tip of some kind, so for instance, this is my Carbon Tech hail rod, and it's actually got a twin tip. I don't have any tips on here except for the extension now. But what we'd actually do is install this on here, and this is actually not even, I don't think you can technically get this from them anymore because they're closed. So it's from, what is it, Black Box Mafia, which was, anyways, if any of you guys, dent guys know about it, mention it in the comments. And I know I'll probably come up with it after the video. So anyways, what this tip does is it's a big fat tip that allows it to swivel. So see how it actually can move? What it does is it basically allows the tip to, no matter what position the hail rod is in, or angle I should say, it's actually gonna automatically swivel and go to a flat area and then push up. So it works really well in minimizing your pushing time on big damage, like extreme hail, where you get like a softball sized dent, or a lot of times even bigger than that. This will help shallow it up really quick, and then typically on stuff that's that big, sometimes you have to use like a power PDR box, which I'll get into another video on that. That's basically where we use electricity to shrink metal. Not even really sure how it works, I'll be honest with you, but it works really well, and it's really freaking awesome. So another couple things that we use here, these are so this is the Daniel Grom hammer. I know I've talked about this before. This is the 144, fantastic hammer, definitely a lot heavier, bigger than most of your traditional style PDR hammers. But I've actually got it fitted here with the crown jewel tips from Endeavor. So what these are, so it's a threaded tip that goes on the hammer. You can use them for pushing or for hammering, and it's a big, nice, rounded tip there. So these work fantastic. This was actually a shout out to TC Martindale at Carolina Dent Pro. I was talking with him. He bought these tips, was just basically going wild about them, just telling me, man, he's like, I don't even have to explain it, just order them and thank me later. Well, I'm sure glad I took him up on that offer and did that, because they are fantastic. They work really, really well. Another example of a tip, this actually is the tip that comes on the Daniel Grom hammer. Basically just a big flat hammerhead. I've got Tessa tape on here to kind of basically make it a little bit softer of a hit, but just another example of something that we don't use every single day, but it works really, really well. When you need to just get a couple other little big crowns and big high spots down. I guess kind of going into some of the other tools here. is some of the tools that we use for removing interior trim or exterior trim for that matter. So this is I'm not even sure what the heck the name of this technically is. Some people have called it what is it, Superman's fingernail, I think is what I've heard. But what it is it's a really thin metal prying tool, and it's incredibly thin but really strong. So when you're trying to get in between little let's say like your fender liners, for instance, trying to snake a tool in there to try to work and get the fender liner out of the way, this works really well. Prior to using that tool, you know, you have to use something like a little plastic trim tool here or something like that. And a lot of times these will have some bend to them and stuff like that. This is not going anywhere. This was a shout out. I think it was, who was it that recommended this to me? I think it was Louis at Dent Repair Now. So thanks again, Louis, for this. And I actually ended up buying 2 of them because I used it like one time from his, and then the tool guy came around the next week, and I was like, I need to get one of these. Like, I want one for my cart and one for dedicated to the shop toolbox. So if it ever goes missing, I have a backup, because these are fantastic. I don't even remember what it cost. I think it was like 25 bucks, but no brainer. It kind of reminds me personally of like a what is it, like a tire changing machine tool. They've got like a flat bar, I guess, essentially on there that's got something. It just kind of makes me think of that. Another tool for clip removal actually would be this is a tool from, I think it's, what is it, Steck, I think is the name. Anyway, now it's real. This is real rough. It's got tape on it. I mean, it's seen better days. But what this allows us to do is physically take this pliers, fender clip or pliers, whatever you want to call it, and it actually allows us to grab onto the tool or the clip and not actually, you know, damage the inside of the clip, but grab around the head so we can pry the head of the clip out. So this tool works fantastic. You know, just another no-brainer if you're in the industry or if you do any work on taking vehicles apart, especially, you know, clips and stuff like that. Works for door panel clips, headliners. I mean, you know, hood liners everywhere. I mean, I think this is another one like that's like 25 bucks or something like that. I think you can even get these on Amazon. So I would heavily recommend try out some of these tools that I've talked about today. If you got any questions or anything like that for me, go ahead and leave them down in the comment section. We appreciate it. We'll go ahead and you know, answer your questions on the comments. Maybe even make a video about what your question is and whatnot. Also, if you've got any kind of dent repair or want to chat dents or anything like that, or text, you can call or text us at 605-250-1023, or you can visit our website at SiouxFallsDentRepair.com. Anyways, guys, thanks again for watching. We'll see you on the next video tomorrow. Take care.